rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, my dear students. My name is Mr. Ahmed Munir, and today, inshallah, we are going to talking about equality of two algebraic fractions. But before that, pause this video. Don't forget to make like, share, subscribe, to follow me, and also your comments. If you have any comments, I'm going to be pleasure. I have pleasure to give it to me. Okay, let's go. Today, inshallah, we're going to talking about equality of two algebraic fractions. But before that, we must be to put these algebraic fractions in the simplest form. In the simplest form, that's meaning, or we can say, we make to put it in your reduced algebraic fractions. That's meaning you must be to factorize these fractions. If we can factorize it by common factor or by using factorization, as we studied before in second. After that, we're going to get its domain, as we studied before also in the previous lessons. And last step, or the third step, is going to be remove the common fractions between them. How we are going to do it? Just follow me. Here about this one, if we have n of x equal 2x plus 4 over x power 2 minus 4. What about here? In the numerator here, we can, there is 2 and 4. Both of them, this 2 and this 4, this is a whole numbers. This is both of them, it's able to divide it 2. That's meaning we can take 2 as a common factor. After that, it's meaning we put 2 and open bracket. And we make 2x plus 4, all of those divided 2. 2 divided 2 equal 1, we don't put it. After that, x divided nothing, we put x. Positive divided positive equal positive. And the 4 divided 2 equal 2. In our denominators here, x power 2 minus 4, we're going to put it 2 brackets. After that, x power 2, x and x. 4 is going to be 2 and 2. And one of these brackets is positive, another one is going to be negative. This is the step number 1. So step number 1, to factorize. Step number 2, to find the domain. To find the domain here, as we said before, is going to be our difference, the set of zeros of our denominators. This is x plus 2 and x minus 2. If we put it here, if we take x plus 2 and we make it equal 0, the answer is going to be negative 2. And x minus 2 is going to be equal 0. This is negative 2. We take it to the other side to be positive, so x equal 2. That's meaning negative 2 and 2. This is the domain as we started before. The step number 3, to remove. Remove the same x plus 2 here and x plus 2 here are going to be cancelled. That meaning the finally n of x. That meaning finally n of x is going to be 2. Sorry. N of x is going to be 2 over x minus 2. This is to put n of x in the simplest form. What about if we are going to have another example? Equal x power 3 minus 8 over x power 3 plus 2x power 2 plus 4x. So what's the first step? Yeah, we're going to factorize it. X power 3 minus 8, this is difference between two cubes. Difference between two cubes, that's meaning to factorize it, small bracket and big bracket. To get the value of small bracket, we are going to get the cubic root of first and the cubic root of second. Cubic root of x power 3 is going to be x. Cubic root of second is going to be 2. And the sign between them is negative. What about the big bracket? The big bracket is to find the value of big bracket. We are going to get the first square, x power 2, space and plus 2 times 2 second square is going to be 4. To find the value in the middle, we are going to make first times second with different signs. The sign between them is positive, so is negative, so the sign here is going to be positive. And now 2 times x is going to be 2x. What about our denominators? Our denominators, if you're looking here very well, you are going to find here we have a repeated of x. X power 3, x power 2, and x. That's meaning we have here a repeated of x. So the first step, we're going to have x as a common factor, and we make all of these parts x power 3 plus 2x power 2 plus 4x divided x. X power 3 divided x is going to be x power 2 plus 2x power 2 divided x is going to be x plus 4x divided x is going to be 4. This is, so the first step. First step is what? Yeah, factorize. Now we factorize it. What about the second step? The second step to do what? Excellent. To find the domain. So the domain here is going to be r minus the set of zeros of our denominators. That's meaning this part is going to be 0. And this part will make it to be equal to 0. But this one, we can't factorize it. And this is your time to try to make it factorized by using general formula. The answer is going to be math error, and you are going to tell me why in your comments. Okay, so this is the domain. What about the third step? Very good. The third step here, to remove the same things. This, all of this bracket are going to cancel with all of those brackets. That's meaning finally n of x is going to be equal x minus 2 over x. How we can say we have the two algebraic fractions are equals. To say that, we must be to have two conditions. What about the two conditions here? The two conditions here, number one, both the same. Number two, n1 of x, that's meaning the first function or the first algebraic fraction, is going to be n2 of x after we simplifying. Okay, let's go to know how we are going to solve n of x equal x times x minus 1 over x power 2 times x minus 2. n2 of x equal x power 2 minus 3x plus 2 over x power 3 x power 3 minus 4 x power 2 plus 4x. Okay, as we started before, what's the first step? Yes, to make it factorize. This one, the first one, n1 of x here is, it's completely factorized. So we're going to get its domain is going to be r difference the set of zeros of denominators. Denominator here is x power 2 and x minus 2. So we're going to take x power 2 is going to be 0, the first part, and second part x minus 2 is also going to be 0. From this part, we're going to get square root for this and square root for this, so x is going to be 0. And this is negative 2, take it to the other side to be positive, so x equal 2, that's meaning r minus 0 and 2. Okay, this is its domain. Okay, after that we're going to cancel. This is x, we're going to cancel with power 2. The remainder here, that's meaning n1 of x finally is going to be x minus 1 over x times x minus 2. So this is the first part. What about the second? n2 of x in the numerators, we can factorize it to be two brackets, x over 2, x and x. The last sign here is positive, so both of them like in the middle. 2, it's 2 times 1. In our denominators, we can have x, it's repeated for x. So we can take x as a common factor. So it's going to be x power 2 minus 4x plus 4. And also our denominator, we can factorize it again. So x minus 2, x minus 1 over x times, this is x power 2, x and x. Last sign is positive, so both of them like in the middle. 4 is 2 times 2. Now, what about our domain? The domain here, R minus the set of x is going to be 0. X minus 2, we take 2 to other side to be positive, so the answer is going to be also 2. Now, our domain, the same domain here and here, R minus or R difference, set of 0 and 2, and this is also 1. And finally, now the next step to cancel. This is x minus 2, and this is also x minus 2 is going to cancel together. So the finally, cancel x minus 2 and x minus 2 together. The remainder in our numerators here, x minus 1. And in our denominator is going to be x times x minus 2. Okay? Okay. Let's go to have another example here. If n1 of x equal 3x minus 6 and x over x power 2 minus 4, and n2 of x equal 3x plus 3 over x power 2 plus 3x plus 2. Now we need to prove in n1 of x equal n2 of x. If he say that only, or he are going to complete it for all the values of x which belong to the common domain. And find its domain. Okay, take care for if he said that belongs to the common domain. By the way, we're going to follow the same step here. We're going to divide this to two parts to find here n1 of x. 3x minus 6 we can get for our numerator 3 as a common factor. After that, we make 3x minus 6 divided 3. 3x divided 3 is going to be x, minus 6 divided 3 is going to be 2 over x power 2 minus 4, difference between 2 square, x power 2, x and x. 4, it's 2 and 2. One of them is positive, another one is negative. To find the domain here, R minus the set of zeros of my denominators, x minus 2 is going to be 2, x plus 2 is going to be negative 2. Now we're going to cancel x minus 2 with x minus 2. It's meaning n1 of x equal R is going to be 3 over x plus 2. What about for other side, n2 of x? n2 of x, for our numerator also we can take 3 as a common factor. It's going to be x plus 1. And for our denominators, when we're going to factorize x over 2, x and x, 2 and last sign is positive, so both of them like in the middle, 1 and plus 2. So the domain here is going to be R minus x plus 1 is going to be negative 1, x plus 2 equals 0, so take positive 2 to the other side to be negative 2. If you're looking here, the two domains is not the same. After we cancel here x minus 1, x plus 1, sorry, plus with x plus 1, the remainder here, n2 of x is going to be 3 over x plus 2. So even we have n1 of x equal n2 of x, as he said, so it's going to be equal n2 of x equal n1 of x, but it's our domains is not equal, because that he put here the another condition. This condition belongs to the common domain. So the common domain here equal R minus open bracket and to put the two sets, 2, negative 2, negative 1 and negative 2. 2, negative 2, negative 1, but we can't put negative 2 again because we put it before. So n1 of x equal n2 of x for all the values of x which belongs the common domain, which belongs to what? To the common domain. If he didn't put this yellow part, if he didn't put this one, that's meaning n1 of x is not going to be equal n2 of x. But if he put under the condition belongs to the common domain. That's meaning we're going to continue to put it here like this one.